Welcome back everyone. In today's video we will explore the fascinating world of data visualization as we start the journey of creating this cool and interactive sales dashboard. Whether you are an experienced Excel user or just getting started, this tutorial will guide you through the step-by-step process of making a dynamic dashboard that not only shows your sales data in a nice way but also allows for real-time updates and easy interaction. So get ready to improve your data presentation skills and turn raw sales figures into an interesting story. So let's get started. Let me show you the underlying Excel database that we will be using for creating our dashboard. This Excel file comprises 3 sheets: sales data, pivot, and dashboard. The sales sheet contains the entire data set we will be working with. The pivot sheet will be used for creating pivot tables, and on the dashboard sheet, we will create our sales dashboard. The first step in crafting our dashboard is to establish its structure. I find PowerPoint to be a powerful tool for this task thanks to its effective use of rulers, guides, and grid lines. So let's dive into PowerPoint. Open the View tab, select all 3 checkboxes: rulers, guides, and grid lines. Now go to the Insert tab, click on Shapes and choose a rounded rectangle. This shape will serve as a background container for all other sections. Customize its format to your liking. Next, create individual shapes for each section like this. Once all are ready, press Ctrl A to select all shapes and paste them into dashboard sheet in Excel like this. Also note that I have already listed a few relevant icons that we will be using. To access them, simply click on the Insert tab and choose Icons. You can also add or remove icons based on what aligns best with your vision. These icons will play a key role in visually enhancing our dashboard. Alright, let's start with the title section. At the top left, we will create title as Sales Dashboard and format it. Drag and insert this icon in the title section like this. Insert another rectangle below it, type Bicycle Shop and format it as per your theme. Alright, in next 4 sections, we will explore the total sales, profit in USD, profit percentage, and units sold figures across different segments, products, and time periods. We will start with total sales metric, providing an overview of revenue generated. Let me first give the title for this section by copy pasting from the previous section, change its text, and add a relevant icon here. Once this is ready, we want to insert real-time total sales value here, and to do this, let's create a pivot table. Go to the Insert tab and click on Pivot Table. Sort the attributes alphabetically for easier navigation like this. Drag the sales field in the values area and also add fields, profit and units sold to the values area. To calculate profit percentage, add a column and use the formula equals to profit divided by sales in percentage format. Now format the values as currency for clarity. Once the pivot table is ready, you can reference the cell containing the total sales value where you want to display the total sales in your dashboard. For example, if the total sales value is in cell B3, we will use equals to B3 in the dashboard to display the total sales figure like this. Finally, format the section as per your preferences. Alright, let's move to the next section. From the previous section, copy and paste the title in this section, change the text and add a nice icon like earlier. Now continue using the existing pivot table and give a reference for profit in USD value, which is C3 in this case, and press enter. And format the section as per your preferences. Alright, let me quickly repeat the same steps and create sections for profit percentage and units sold just as we did before. Okay, let's focus on top selling product in our next section. Here we will see which product has generated the highest sales. Like earlier, go to the Insert tab and click Pivot Table. Drag the product ID in the rows area and sales in the values area. Let's find out the name of our best selling product using index match and max functions like this. Now we can see that this product has generated the highest sales. And how much is that? We want a sales figure as well, and for that use this formula again. And there you have it. Begin by copying and pasting the shapes and text boxes from the previous sections. Edit the text, format it to your liking, and don't forget to add the icon that we have chosen for this section. Now let's reference or link these values in our dashboard. We have top selling product in cell K4 and corresponding sales value in K6. Now this section is ready and you can further format it as per your preferences. Now let's visualize our sales and profit trend over the months using a stacked column chart. It is a great way to track how your profits contribute to the overall sales performance. Just follow these steps. As before, navigate to the Insert tab and click on Pivot Table. This time, place months in the rows area and add sales and profit in the values area. In addition to our pivot table, let's calculate the profit percentage. Create a new column alongside the pivot table. Use the formula equals to profit divided by sales. This will give us the profit percentage for each month. Now select any cell of your pivot table and go to the Insert tab. Click on the small arrow and from this window choose Stacked Column Chart and click OK. Once the chart is created, let's customize it a little bit. Now cut and paste this chart in dashboard sheet and fit it in its section by adjusting its size. Format this as per your preferences. Now replace profit with profit percentage in the upper part of the bars, showing on the y-axis like this. This shift will give us a clear view of how our profits contribute in percentage terms. And there you have it. Our stacked column chart is ready, showing sales and profit performance over the months. Now comes the interesting part, where we will create a bar chart which will show sales generated by each customer, and we have total 150 customers. So it is very interesting to see how we can create a chart which will incorporate all the 150 customer sales. Let's get started by creating a pivot table just as we did before. Drag customer ID to the rows area and sales to the values area. Next, navigate to the Developer tab, click Insert and select Scroll Bar under Form Controls. Now right-click the scroll bar, choose Format Control and set the range from minimum 1 to maximum 150, reflecting our total customer count. Keep the page change value as 5, which will present details of 5 customers at a time on the screen. And now click OK. Let's experiment a little bit with the scroll bar by clicking on the top and bottom to ensure smooth functionality, and notice how the corresponding value in cell V1 changes accordingly. Okay, our objective is to carve out a data set of 5 customers from this entire list of 150 customers, which can dynamically adjust to scroll bar changes. And this can be achieved by using the count, minimum and offset functions. Here is how. Count determines the total customer count. and in the next cell we will subtract 4 from it to prevent blank values when the scroll bar reaches the end. In other words, it restricts values from 146 to 150 on screen if the scroll bar is clicked beyond 150, and we will see this shortly. Alright, minimum takes the lesser value of x1 and v1. Finally, we use offset function to extract data from pivot table to get customer IDs like this. Repeat the offset function to retrieve corresponding sales generated by customers. Now use the scroll bar to validate if the values are dynamically changing. And this is wonderful. We are getting desired subset of customers' data. Once we have this data, let's create bar chart. Go to the Insert tab, click on the arrow icon, select Clustered Bar Chart and click OK. Customize the chart to your liking. Now let's move this scroll bar and chart and put them into dashboard sheet. Now adjust the size of these elements to fit in the respective section and format them according to your requirements. Update the reference of scroll bar like this. So you see, this is really amazing. This chart along with the scroll bar beautifully shows us how much each customer contributes to our sales. The chart not only makes our dashboard lively but also gives us a detailed look at each customer's impact. Moving ahead, next one in our list is donut chart showing sales percentage from different countries. This chart provides a nice way to understand the distribution of sales across globe. Here is how you can do it. Set up the pivot table by going to Insert tab. Choose the appropriate data range and click OK. Drag country to the rows area and sales to the values area. In the Insert tab, click the arrow icon and select Donut Chart and click OK. Now let's customize the chart as per your preferences. Choose nice color theme to represent each country, making it visually appealing. Also consider adding data labels to showcase the exact sales percentages. Cut the donut chart, switch to the dashboard sheet, paste it, and adjust its size and placement to fit it in the respective section. Format it to match the overall look and feel. Finally, beautiful donut chart is ready. Let's continue by creating a tree map chart showing breakdown of sales percentages by different segments. Here is how we can do it. As always, go to the Insert tab, select Pivot Table and place it where you prefer. Drag segment to the rows and sales to the values. After creating pivot table, now if you try to insert chart on this pivot table, you will notice this error. To resolve this, we need to copy pivot data and paste separately as values and then apply chart on that data. So you see, tree map chart is inserted successfully now. Customize it a little bit as per your preferences. Now cut the tree map chart, switch to the dashboard sheet, paste it and adjust its size and placement to fit in the respective section. Now if you notice, the names and sales percentages of mid-market and channel partners might not be completely visible due to the limited space in the tree map chart. But if we hover over these segments, we will see the complete names along with the exact sales percentages. Alright, so now you have a representation of sales breakup by segment in your dashboard. Let's move on to the next chart, which is a line chart showing profit generated over months. Again, begin by creating a pivot table. Drag year and month in the rows area and profit in the values area. This will organize our profit data based on months. Now select line chart and choose appropriate subtype like stacked line with markers. Customize the line chart by adjusting parameters like title, color theme, style, and access labels. Now cut the line chart, head over to the dashboard sheet and paste in its respective section. Adjust its size and position to fit it within the dashboard layout. Alright, now the line chart is ready, showing the profit variations over months. Moving ahead, now let's create a pie chart showing units sold percentage by country. Start by creating a pivot table with country in the rows area and units sold in the values area. Now to show the percentage of units sold by country, right-click on the units sold column, select Show Values As and choose Percentage of Grand Total. From the Insert tab, click this arrow and select Pie Chart and choose appropriate subtype. Customize the pie chart by adjusting parameters like title, colors, labels, to enhance its visual clarity. Now cut the pie chart, switch to the dashboard sheet and paste it in the respective section. Adjust its size and position to fit within the overall dashboard. Finally, pie chart is ready and it provides quick snapshot of how units are distributed among different countries. Hey everyone, now let's talk about Slicer. They are like powerful buttons that make our dashboard interactive and super easy to use. With slicers, we can quickly filter data and make our dashboard more dynamic. Today we are going to make two slicers, one for the year and other for the month. So let's get started and have some fun with the slicers. Let's start by selecting any cell within the previously created units sold percentage by country pivot table. From the Insert tab, click on the slicer. In the Insert Slicer window, choose year and month from the available options and click OK. You will notice two slicer windows will appear, one for the year and the other for the month. Now for customizing slicer, please note that slicer cannot be customized directly. First, we need to go to the Slicer tab, then right-click on the preferred style under Slicer Styles, select Duplicate and assign a suitable name to your style. Let's call it Dashboard. Next, select Whole Slicer and click on the Format, customize it as per your preferences and click OK. Similarly, select Header, click on the Format, customize it and click OK. Now you will notice that newly created style is listed under the slicer styles. Simply click on this style to apply it to your slicer. Select the other slicer and click on the newly created dashboard style to apply it to the second slicer as well. Alright, let's move and position the slicer on the dashboard sheet. Again, adjust the size and placement of the slicer to integrate them within their designated areas. Once the slicer are in place, now it's time to test them. Click on the Ear tab buttons and you will notice that only the pie chart is changing or responding to this slicer. However, our objective is to link all the charts with this slicer, and to do this, click on the Slicer tab and then click on Report Connections. In this window, select all the pivot tables with underlying data used to create charts and click OK. Now when we test the slicer, we will notice that all the charts are nicely responding to the slicer, which is a wonderful integration. Repeat these steps to link all the charts with the second slicer as well. Alright, let's dive into the last exciting part, making a sunburst chart, a visually stunning way to represent data at multiple levels. In this example, we will create a beautiful sunburst chart illustrating the sales generated by each product each year. This time, let's choose to place the pivot table in a new sheet. Let's name it as Sunburst. Navigate to the Insert tab, click on the pivot table. Drag product name and year in the rows area and sales in the values area. However, attempting to create a chart using this pivot table is resulting in an error like this. So copy paste the pivot data as values, format it, and add YR as a prefix to all the values in the year column to make it more appealing. Now from the Insert tab, click on the sunburst chart and click OK. Customize the chart as per your preferences. Once the sunburst chart is ready, cut it from the sunburst sheet. Adjust the size and placement of this chart within the designated section. Alright, let's enhance the functionality of this chart by adding a slicer to it on the year field. Select any cell in the table data and go to Insert tab, select Slicer, choose the year field and click OK. Customize the slicer by going to the Slicer tab. Right-click on your preferred style and click Duplicate. Let's name it Sunburst and customize the whole slicer like we did earlier and click OK. Apply this new style to the ear slicer. Now cut the slicer and paste in the dashboard sheet. Adjust the size and position and integrate it within the layout. Finally, test the sunburst chart and slicer to ensure that the chart dynamically responds to the underlying data and ensure slicer interacts smoothly with the sunburst chart. This sunburst chart is a powerful visualization tool that enhances your data storing capabilities. With this, we conclude our comprehensive tutorial on creating a sales dashboard from start to finish. I hope you found the journey enjoyable and gained valuable